Hi, welcome back. I just made a video about the Tarte foundation concealer. If you didn't watch that, I'll leave a link below. If you're new to my channel, I'm not used to making videos. I'm not a makeup expert, and everything I've learned on my own. So I'm sure there are some things that I do not do right. So the next thing I am going to review is going to be concealer, because that's what I would do next in my makeup process. Normally I use two different ones. I'll use a darker one, and then a lighter one, and then a medium one. So I'll show you how I do that. And usually with my concealer, the light one, I will use a sponge, and then the darker one, I will use a brush. So for my under eye and highlight, I use NARS, and this is in the shade, I can't see it, 2.6, and then I use a really light naked concealer in the shade Fair. So I usually go pretty heavy, because I do got purple under my eyes. So I will put this here and around my nose. And then I will take the lighter shade and highlight with it. And mix it in. So here, down my nose. Anything that ways that I do my makeup is from watching other YouTube videos. That is how I taught myself how to do makeup. So if I'm doing something wrong, it's because I probably did not interpret it right on the video. Like black going in my hair. And then I just blend that around my nose. When I first start, I just kind of lightly press to make sure the two different colors are mixing together. And then I'll kind of press a little harder to blend it out. And I try and look down like this when I'm doing it to keep all the creases out. And then when I'm blending the rest of the highlight, I will just softly go back until all the lines are blended out. Here. Alright, and then for my contour or bronze or whatever, I use the Stay Naked concealer in the shade 60WR, and I just dot it like this. And then I'll take it down my nose. And I'll put some under my lip, down my jaw. Then the brush that I use is the IT Cosmetics. I think it's like a concealer brush, but I use the bigger end. And I just start blending it in. I kind of tap depending on what area I'm doing. Sometimes I brush upward. I try and get as far back as I can so it looks more natural. But I'll just lightly blend it at first, and then once I have everything blended back, then I'll go in and try and blend it further down my forehead. And I just kind of go around my face, as you can tell. most of the time when I am doing my makeup, I forget to blend under my lip, and when I go to do my lipstick, I will notice that I have a brown mark under my lip. So I'll do that, and then I take the smaller side for my nose and blend that in. I kind of go back and forth, pulling it more down. Alright. Now that that is all blended, we'll go over everything one more time, and then I will usually take my sponge just to make sure all the creases are out, and I will take my Dermablend powder, and I will lightly dust some under my eyes. This is just an e.l.f. brush. I just like the shape of it. It's nice under my eyes. But I'll just take a little bit and dust it under my eyes. And then for my bronzer, I use this palette, this IT Cosmetic palette. For the bronzing part, I just use another IT stippling brush. I'll just take a little bit of the brown shade here and kind of go over everywhere I did with the darker concealer. I just slightly do my nose, not as much as everywhere else. And then I have my big stippling brush. This is by Revlon. I'll take the translucent powder in the pack, and then I'll kind of go over everything just to make sure that we set everywhere. And it helps, I think, blend everything together. Alright. And now, usually after my face, I try and look to the side, make sure there's no lines. I always hate when I go outside and I notice that there's lines. I kind of push my jaw in, and you can see if you got any dark lines or like that. And then after that, I go and do my eyes. And today I'm going to use the Anastasia palette. I got it about a month ago, and I just recently started using it a little bit more. Sometimes I'll get stuck with one eyeshadow palette and continuously use that. And then for my, sorry, I'm looking through my concealer. I use MAC Paint Pot and Painterly to prime my eyes. It's going to be a little hard. Probably should have took my eyeliner off, but half the time when I am in a rush and I just have eyeliner and mascara on from work, and I want to put a little eyeshadow on because I'm going out to dinner or whatever I'm doing, I'll do this, and then it looks good. And then I'll just refresh the eyeliner. So I set that with this light shade right here, the lightest shade in the palette. I don't really have a set of brushes. These are just brushes that I've accumulated. I use this one I got from Revlon, or Rite Aid, I think it was their store brand. And I just set my entire eyelid. I like to take the color under too. It helps lighten everything up, and it'll help blend the colors later. Alright, and then I usually start with light shades. I go from the crease down. So this is another e.l.f. brush that I'm using. It's a fluffy brush. I'm going to go in with Twig right here with this bigger brush, and I start kind of in my crease but above it. I start outside and work my way in. And as I'm putting more pigment on the outside, I will start to go in when most of it is off my brush. And then I will blend it upwards. And do the same on the other eye. So start on the out, and when most of the pigment is off, then I go in. And I keep the shape that my eye is. So it's like upside down C that I'm doing. And as I go down with the shades, I get darker and the brushes will get smaller. So the next shade I'm going to go in with this one, the darker brown, and I'm going to be using this brush. I'm pretty sure it's hard to read. It's an L50, I'm not sure what brand, but you can see that it's a lot smaller. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to do the same thing, start on the outer corner to deposit most of the pigment, and then work my way in lightly. You can see that my crease is more defined now. And it takes a lot of time to blend. You don't want to push too hard or too light. Do the same thing on the other eye. With most of the color on the outer corner, and then work my way in. I always have trouble trying to make both eyes look the same. And then I'm going to go back in with that lighter brown and kind of blend them together. You just want to keep blending until it's seamless, until it just fades up. Alright. And then after that, I will either go in with the shimmery color or matte color that I'm putting in my lid, or I will take a little flat brush. Hold on, I'm trying to find one. And I will darken up the... Sorry, I got a big cup here of brushes, and I need to separate them from face and eye brushes, so I'm not always having to look through everything. Alright, here it is. This is an Anastasia brush. It might have came with this palette, I'm not sure. But I'll take the flatter end, and I'll get a little bit of this black here. And I'll just darken right here by where I put my eyeliner, and then I'll fade it up. And I'll just keep tapping until it's faded enough for me. And then you can put a little bit more in the outer corner. I always like my outer corner to be pretty dark. I have issues with trying new things. I always try and stick with the same look. So I've been trying to make myself try new eyeshadow. That's why I just started using the Anastasia palette, because my normal eyeshadow palette is this right here. It's the Huda Beauty. It's the purple one. It was my favorite for a long time. So now I'm trying to decide what shimmer that I'm going to use. I think I'm going to try Ember. I haven't tried that one yet. And normally when I'm putting on shimmer, I like to use my Pinky because I find that it goes on a lot smoother and easier to blend if you use your finger. You just kind of pat it on. Just make sure you have clean, washed your hands always before you do your makeup, because you're always touching your face, and if not, you know, you could get breakouts. Now I'm going to take a little bit of that this dark brown, barely any on there. I'm just going to put it right here with a very small, that Anastasia double-ended brush, just to kind of blend everything together. Very small amount on there. You just kind of want to put it around the black, make it blend a little bit more. And then I'll use that small tapered end and take some of that black and put underneath my eye, kind of in the corner. Just I don't know what it does, but I like it. And then I'll take with the fluffy end of the brush, a mixture of the dark and the light brown, and kind of just mix it in there to get them faded together so it just doesn't look like the black line stops. And that is all I do with my eyes. Well, I will put on some mascara and eyeliner. Right now, I am into the Avon black eyeliner. It goes on the smoothest as I've ever, any of these eyeliners I've used. Smashbox and Urban Decay. And this is just the smoothest one. So I'm not going to put any liner on the top. I'm just going to go in with some mascara, some more mascara over top. This is what I normally do when I am doing my makeup to go out to dinner. I don't wear fake lashes. When I go to work, I just wear eyeliner and mascara. That way I don't have to wash my face and do all that until I'm done for the evening. And that's all I do for my eyes. And then I move on to my eyebrows. I already have a little bit of this in my eyebrows. It is the Urban Decay Brow Endo. It's double-ended. Has a lighter. It's like a color stuff. But I want to define my eyebrows a little bit better since I'm going out to dinner. So I'm going to use the Anastasia in the shade Soft Brown, which is actually kind of dark, I think. And let me find my... And I'm using the Anastasia number 14. It's just a brow. I'm going to spoolie them out since I had that Urban Decay gel in there. Just I like to face them all up. And then I go in at the bottom and I just go where there are sparse spots. I guess I don't fill my eyebrows like most. I don't draw them on. Then I spoolie them down. And I kind of draw a line. Because once I put the gel in my eyebrows again, you won't be able to see it. And then I swirl them again to make sure it's all blended and they don't look all fake. And then we'll do the same with the other. Face them up. And see, I got a few spots that are bare. I recently was in an accident. A grill blew up and caught both my arms and my neck on fire. I had third-degree burns on both arms. Lost some of my eyebrows, but I'm better now. You can't see, there's just a little bit of scarring. My hand's a little scarred. I'm lucky. It could have been much worse. But because of that, I was off work for a while, and that's when I've been enjoying my makeup. Gives me something to do. I enjoy sitting at my makeup table and just playing with my different makeup I have. My next video will be a tour of my makeup vanity, because it is also my makeup stand. Now, I am not that good at lips quite yet. So I'm not good at matching lip liners and lipsticks and all that. I do the best I can do. But I am going to be using the NYX lip liner in Natural. It's just a soft pink. And I kind of face my mirror up a little bit so that I can see. And I start at my bottom lip. And I just go over that clear line that I have, and it kind of fills in some spots where it's not as pink. Alright. And then for my lipstick, I'm going to be using this Ciate glitter. It's a light pink in the shade Candy, and it's a solid matte. And then once it dries, you can smack your lips together and it will turn glittery. So, now that that is done, I let that dry, and I finish the rest of my face. I will do my blush and highlighter, and then usually for my blush, I don't know why, I always stick to the same blush. I don't know why. Bittersweet by Urban Decay is such a weird, it is a purple color, but it is so pretty when you put it on. And you gotta be real easy because these are very pigmented. I'm using this crown brush. It's an angled blush brush. I just barely tap in it and kick the rest off. And I start by tapping at my cheekbones and kind of going up. Kind of smile a little bit so I know. And these are so, I love the Urban Decay blushes. They are very pigmented, and if you go in too heavy, they're very easy to blend out. I kind of I go a little heavy sometimes, and then I will take my stippling brush and blend it out. Kind of helps blend everything together. Alright, and then for my highlighter, I'm not sure what to use. I think think I'm going to try the Bare Minerals Pure Radiance. It's kind of a goldish color. I'm not sure if you can even see that. I just tap a little bit in the lid, and I use this Too Faced highlighting brush. It's kind of more dense. And put it up and get a little more. This brush will make sure that it is packed. I want it heavy. And I'll dust a little right there. My brow, my nose. Make sure my lips are dry. Here we go. And that is it. Now, I'm pucker my lips and see all the glitter. And that is everything. Sometimes I'll finish with some MAC Prep and Prime, but I'm getting ready to wash this off, so I'm not even going to do it. I hope to see you in my next video for a tour of my vanity.